Alright, I was almost... I want to cut before the 10-minute mark hits so I doesn't just stop what I'm saying. Besides, I was pretty much done the topic of that. Now I guess I'll move on to the controller, since that is one of the the bigger aspects. And I think, in terms of controller-wise, when I really do think about it, the 360 does actually win out this generation. It does have probably the best controller this generation. The D-pad's a piece of shit, I'll say that. The D-pad's kind of annoying. The trigger buttons work pretty well, though, these feel a bit off. Not much, you know, it just feels a little weird at first. You get used to it, but it feels a little weird at first, whereas the PS3, I think, has it better on that. You know, again, there are some slight things I do have a problem with this controller. It's not perfect, but for what it does do, it does a great job. For one thing, the analog sticks are really good. I will say Sonic Generations plays really well on 360 as well, so if, you know, PS3 plays well on it too. I own the PS3 version of Sonic Generations, but I have played the 360 version, and it works really well as well, so. The buttons are in the right place. Yeah, buttons are always in the right place. You know, pretty much all the buttons are pretty much in the right place, you know. I actually, this is just a little thing for, like, design-wise. I think the middle button, you know how the PS, they always have the logo on the controller, like, right here? I don't know why. I like the 360 ones more, just because it looks cooler. It's just a little thing of mine. I just think it looks cooler. But, yeah, in terms of controllers, like, the analog sticks are tight, they're in the right place. The only complaint I really have is these guys, right here, feel a bit off. Not much, but they do feel off a bit, especially if you play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on it. And then also the D-pad is kind of, yeah, I will go out and say, like, none of these controllers are better than the GameCube controller. I'll say the GameCube controller is pretty much perfect in every aspect, except for maybe the D-pad. But this controller works very well, and if you have a 360, then this can, you know, if you want a console with the best controller, you know, this is probably the best controller. Not to say the PS3 one is bad, and I'll get to the PS3's controller, but, you know, this is probably the best controller this gen, so. And it fits really well in your hands, too. You know, it feels really good in your hands. You know, so. And that's what's also really important as well. Another thing, I guess, what was the other thing? I guess I should talk about the Kinect. The Kinect, God. What can I say about the Kinect that hasn't already been said? It's gimmicky, it's stupid, it's useless, it's pointless, there are not many games for it. Its motion control is crap. What can I say that already hasn't been said? You know, the Kinect blows. I actually used to have the Kinect, but I never touched it when I bought it. I actually have used the Kinect before with my brother's Xbox 360. He got it before me. Then I got it for my birthday because I wanted to own the peripherals for motion controls. And I actually owned the Move at one point, and I actually used the Move. And the Kinect, I took it back later on, and I also took the Move with it. And, I'll give Microsoft one thing for coming up with a fun little thing of an idea, but the execution was very piss poor, and I don't think technology was quite there yet. You know, it wasn't like, some of the games were okay for it, but again, for one thing, the Kinect, I don't know, it just, yeah. I'll say it's better than the Move, but that's not saying much. So yeah, the 360 overall, it was a good console, and so yeah. But you know, the 360, despite some of its faults and that goddamn 51% fail rate, that would not fly in the market nowadays, and yet the PS4 is getting away with it right now. Actually, no, it's not. It's getting bashed by many people. Oh, okay, whatever. I'm not talking about the PS4. I'm talking about the 360. The 360, 51% fail rate. That is its main problem right there, and oh, you know what? I actually completely forgot about one other thing. The online mode. I've tried it, I think, on... No, I actually never tried online for the 360 for one reason. You have to pay for it. And that's one thing I will give PS3 for, is that online is free. Thank you. So, yeah. Maybe it's a nitpick for me, but I don't go online that often. And this is a nitpick, but, you know, I don't really like to pay for something that I don't really use that often. Another thing, I actually heard that, that they do this now, is that the internet browser for the 360 is actually, you need to get a gold membership to use it. That's freaking stupid, considering no one's going to use that piece of shit. Want to know what they have for that? Want to know what they have for the 360? Internet Explorer. Oh, God, Internet Explorer. No. You want to know what I like using most? Chrome? Firefox, not Internet Explorer. Anyway, oh, I don't know if you can hear it out there. A couple people are talking out there. It's not a little bit noisy, but, yeah, that's, you know, the online, you have to pay for it. That's a little complaint of mine. I go online every once in a while, so I never bothered with paying for it. I don't know what's going to happen with the PS4, but, to be honest, I actually did want a PlayStation Plus membership, even when the PS3 was out. I didn't get one, ultimately, because money's tight. But I'm probably going to get rid of GameFly at some point, so when I get rid of that, and when there's actually a game that I really would like to go online for, like a racing game or a fighting game, I'll probably just wait till then to get a PlayStation Plus subscription, because I will say, PlayStation Plus is a really nice addition, even though I've never actually tried it, but I assume, from what I've heard from many people, it's a really good addition. That, and, you know, it just lets you get so many games for so cheap, you know, so, yeah, get PlayStation Plus, I guess. I heard it was amazing, and, eventually I will be getting it so I can not only play online, but so I can get those sweet deals as well, so, so yeah. Oh, and to anyone who's going to say PS4, that the online's more expensive than the 360 one is, I think the reason why is because PS4, and I do believe this is the reason, PS4's PlayStation Plus just gives you more options in terms of game stuff. Like, you can get more games easier and stuff like that. So if anyone's going to bitch about the price, and it's like, you know, there are reasons. The reason why is because you can get a lot of games with it, and you get a lot of discounted prices at PSN. There's going to be a point where it's just going to be downloadable games, no retail games. And, you know, it's just going to be better, you know, for PlayStation in general if they use this discounted prices. And I think maybe Microsoft should look into something like that, because I think that would be really neat for, say, Xbox Live or something like that. You know, if Xbox Live did something like that, who knows? Maybe I'd actually use it for that if I were actually getting an Xbox One. I will say, I don't know what the Xbox One's gonna do, and in fact, I've heard horror stories of the PS4 right now, so I'm a bit skeptical of the Xbox One for another reason now. Maybe they'll do better than Sony, but, you know, I'll give them the benefit of a doubt and say that maybe they'll do better than Sony. I'll say that, you know, in terms of a console launch. But, that's it, console launch. I don't know what they're going to do with the Xbox One, which is why I'm not getting it, because what are they going to do about the restrictions and everything? Because, yeah, they took them off for now, but are they going to try this shit again? And if they aren't, well, then I might consider getting one, but if they do, then leave me out of it. I'll stick with the Wii U, and hell, if the PS4 doesn't die on me, I'll stick with that. Anyway. Just wanted to clear that up. Anyway. Now on to the PS3. In fact, I should actually... Damn it, 9 minutes again. Cut. I'm actually going to be splitting this into 3 parts, if only because of the fact that I have a lot of things to say about each console. So, I guess I'm going to be talking about the PS3 now. And I've already talked about its library and stuff like that, how it has more variety, blah, 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 you know, whatever. So yeah, anyway, PS3, I do think it is a fantastic console. I do think it is, definitely, like, I heard it had a really kind of a mess start, but it, you know, the finish, however, like right now, the PS3 is probably the best console to buy right now, only because it has so much to offer for it. So it's probably the best console to buy right now. You know, just, you know, but, I guess I should, get on. I love that it plays Blu-ray discs. And in fact, one thing that I surprisingly forgot to talk about is the 360's interface. And it's okay, you know, it does its job well, but I think the PS3's interface is so much better. One thing I am kind of disappointed with is that it doesn't have like a little avatar system, kind of like the Mii's or the Avatar in the Xbox 360. I really think Sony should do something like that, and I don't think they're doing that for the PS4 either. Oh, it's disappointing. But, you know, yeah, again, I heard PlayStation Plus was great, but one other thing, there was one reason why I actually got the PS3 before I got the 360, and that was for many reasons. For one thing, I pretty much grew up with the PS2, and I wanted to see how the PS3 would do. Another reason why I wanted it was free online, and I will say that is one advantage that the PS3 has, is that free online. I heard it wasn't as good as Xbox Live, which actually does make some amount of sense, but, you know, PS3, free online, for something that I don't really dabble in that much, it is nice to have just free online, just to have the option to have free online, which, you know, it is kind of a shame that they're doing it with PlayStation Plus now, with, you know, you have to have PlayStation Plus to get online, but I'll let it slide only because Microsoft did it first, and, well, this is their time to do it now, so whatever. But, you know, that's really my only complaint about the PS4 as of right now, in terms of, because I haven't actually tried the console yet. It's gonna be a Christmas gift. And the only reason I know that is because GameStop kind of spoiled it for me when they told me what I had on my pre-order list. But, anyway, so yeah, PS3, fantastic finish. The interface is really great. Everything's in the spot, it's the right spot. And, I don't really have much to talk about, since I don't really have to talk about, you know, the online, from what I have experienced with the online mode, it does work well. It does do its job well from the games I've played it on. I don't really suffer that much lag on the PS3 online, so yeah. You know, I love that it plays Blu-ray discs again. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but it does play Blu-ray discs. I love that it does that. It's my only Blu-ray player in this house, so it's kind of a godsend, since I actually got the Dark Knight Trilogy Ultimate Collector's Edition, and that has the Blu-ray for, I actually used it to watch Batman Begins with my mom yesterday. So, you know, so yeah. But, loving the Dark Knight Trilogy Ultimate Collector's Edition. Anyway, off topic. PS3, you know, I love that it plays Blu-ray discs. The games I have for it are great. You know, I really, I mostly get multi-platforms for the PS3, if only because, A, the discs don't get scratched as easy, and, I just get them for the PS3. I don't know why, really. I guess I just... I'll go out and say this right now. I guess I like the PS3 more than the 360 for a few reasons. For one thing, the 51% fail rate, I know it's just one flaw, but it's a big serious flaw. And I'll go out and say I like the 360. It's just that that's a big flaw about the 360, and that is one thing that I will say kind of makes me lean toward the PS3, along with the free online thing. You know, just there are a couple things, and the interface, you know, there are a couple things that just make me lean toward the PS3 more, and, you know, that's just my general stance on it. So that's why I usually get games for the PS3. I am going to get more games for the 360, definitely, because I actually found a few exclusives that I do, exclusives that I do want, and games that I do want. So, because if there's a different version of a game that has, like, let's say a racing game has an extra character on this copy of the game, but I get it's only on 360 and not PS3, I'll get the PS3 version just because, and later on, somewhere down the line, I will get that second version, so I can own it, and get that character and see how he plays, and pretty much do everything, you know, with the 360, or whatever, or vice versa, you know, something like that. That, and I'm getting Fall for Cybertron. Eventually when I do get it, I'm getting the 360 version. PS3 has so much lag. You know, again, I already brought up that some developers, it's just easier for them to develop on the 360, so PS3 has that problem with multi-platforms. It can be an issue for some. Personally, it's just slight slowdown sometimes. and it doesn't happen all the time, so it doesn't really bother me too much. Heck, there's even some graphical hiccups with the 360 versions of games, depending on the game, but, you know, that's something you gotta accept. But, you know, I was willing to accept it. I don't know if other people are going to, so, but, you know, that's just my stance on it. But, you know, those are the two big things why I think the PS3 is actually better. I'll go out and say the 360 has the better controller, yes, but I still do like the PS3's controller. I think the D-pad is much better. The D-pad is just so much better. You know, again, its buttons are in the right place. My only problem is that the analog sticks, they don't really feel as tight. They feel a bit loose. I got used to it, so it's not really a big issue for me now, but I can see why tons of people would be complaining about that. Also, the triggers are kind of annoying. Again, I got used to it, but again, it's annoying. Which, from what I heard, they fixed with the PS4 controller. I've actually heard the PS4 controller is actually really good, so I'm looking forward to that. But, you know, again, the trigger buttons are a bit messed up. Not so bad to the point where they're just god-awful. But, you know, I heard, like, these buttons are better, and you know, the analog sticks I heard were a lot tighter, which is good, because the PS3, one problem I will admit, the analog sticks are just really, really loose. But, yeah. Yeah, but, you know, PS3, it is my favorite console this generation. I don't know why I spend so much time talking about the 360 and not the PS3, because, you know, I guess, I don't know why. Maybe, I guess, some of the things I did about the PS3, I actually compared it with the 360 and stuff like that, so maybe that's why. But, I think the PS3 is just gonna be, like, this one part. But, yeah, I guess in terms of games, I guess I should name my favorite game for each console. The 360, it's not much. I guess Halo Reach would be for the 360, my favorite game for that console. And for the PS3, what would it be? I guess I'll go on and say Sonic Generations, just because. I mean, I have to look at my library of PS3 games again, but I guess I would just go out and say Sonic Generations for right now. But it's only because I'm a Sonic nerd, so. But I have played other amazing games on the PS3. Soul Calibur 4 was good. What else? What is it? Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was good. So yeah, again, you have great games for and I guess I would say they're pretty much amazing as well for the 360 as well. So, because multi-platforms, you know, they're pretty much the same thing on PS3 and 360. So. But, yeah, that's pretty much what I can say. That's pretty much it for the PS3. I don't really, I guess some of the stuff I did talk about, you know, in terms of its game library, it has a bit more variety and stuff like that. I pretty much talked about that with the 360 and compared it to. So I guess next up, I should talk about the Wii, and my time limit is almost up. So I guess I should either talk about the Wii quickly or what. But anyway, cut.